Have you recently purchased a motorcycle? It can be real tempting to go out and buy yourself a $400 or $500 exhaust, or spend money on other things like lighting kits or fender eliminators. But I think the most important thing is to protect your motorcycle before you start to spend money on performance modifications. What I wanted to talk about today are the things that you can buy that'll protect your motorcycle. I think it's more important to spend money in that area than it is to start off with performance modifications. So the first thing I recommend are frame sliders and swing arm sliders. Now, frame sliders, they'll go right in this area here, and they stick out just a little bit further than your fairings. The idea is that if your motorcycle falls over, it'll land on your frame sliders rather than landing on your fairings. Same thing for your swing arm sliders. You'd have swing arm sliders right here that would stick out, and if your bike were to fall over, it would protect the rear end of your motorcycle. So I think for the money, that's probably the best thing you can do to protect your motorcycle. Now, the second thing I would recommend is a tank protector. Tank protectors are these right here. They are not expensive at all. I think this one ran me $10 or $12. They've got them in different colors, different designs. This one here is like a carbon fiber design. But the idea with these is that they protect your tank from getting scratched, say from your belt buckle or from any kind of zipper or buttons that you may have on your shirt when you're leaning over on your tank. So this is a really cheap investment to keep your tank from being scratched. Another thing that really doesn't go on the motorcycle, but I definitely recommend, would be a rear stand, especially if you're going to do your own maintenance. A rear stand would jack the bike up by holding it right here. It would get it off the ground just a little bit so that you could spin this rear wheel freely. Now that way you could do maintenance on the motorcycle. You could do anything you need to do with the chain or the rear end, and it would hold the bike center. So for example, when you change the oil or really any kind of maintenance you do, it'd be great to have a rear stand. A couple other things that I recommend that don't really go on the bike is something like this. This is my shirt. It's a 100% polyester. It's a Hanes. They call it a dry fit shirt. And it'll keep you cool in the summer, and it'll help to keep you more warm in the winter. The reason I really recommend these is because when I purchased this motorcycle, I had to drive it about an hour and a half home, and I did not realize that I was getting roasted the whole way home. But I got home an hour and a half later, and my arms were totally burnt. These represent SPF 50. Just like you had SPF 50 sunscreen on. And last but not least, I recommend putting the best gasoline in your bike that you can find. I've got a couple of places around here that sell non-ethanol premium gasoline, and that is definitely what I recommend. When you look at the gas mileage that these bikes get, they're gonna get 40 miles to the gallon or better. So there's really no sense in going cheap on your gas. When you look at the amount of money you're going to spend to fill up on the cheap stuff versus the best gasoline, it's really only a few dollars. So it's definitely worth the money. Spend that extra couple dollars and get the best gasoline in your bike as possible. You'll notice better performance, and it should help to keep your bike in good running condition for longer. That's all I've got for today. If you like this video, please share it. If you like the videos that I put out, please subscribe to the channel. I try to put out one new video every Monday. And last but not least, please give a like to this video if you found it helpful or useful. That's all for today. I appreciate you watching. Thank you.